Okay, welcome. This is day 15 of the Entrepreneur Life series. Halfway through the 30-day series. Maybe we'll keep it going. Maybe we'll do something different at the end. Who knows? We live on the edge. I hate predictability. I hate routine. So who knows what's going to happen? But what we do know is we are halfway through the Entrepreneur Life series. So today's video is very, very simple. A lot of people don't get into entrepreneurship. They don't get into business because they don't know how to do it. They don't know what business to get into. And they don't even ask themselves, they don't even start posing the questions how to go about it. And a great example, a great kind of metaphor would be, if there's a meal you don't know how to make. Okay, there's lots of meals I don't know how to make, because I don't know the recipe, I don't know the ingredients. But if I want to make the meal, I'm going to look for the recipe, I'm going to get the ingredients, I'm going to make the meal. But when it comes to business and entrepreneurship, it's the same thing. A lot of people just assume, or they make their mind up that I'm not going to get into business. I can't be in business. Yesterday we talked about if you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. So a lot of people do that automatically. I'm not good at sales. I'm not good with people. I'm an introverted. I'm not good at speaking. So how do you find a way? How do you find out what you'd be good at in business? And there's two questions, very, very simple. And this is why everybody should have a second stream of income. Everybody should have multiple streams of income. But how do you find out the business for you? The first question is very, very simple. What do you do best with the least amount of effort? Okay? So I do this with my coaching clients all the time. I get them to write it down. What do I do best with the least amount of effort? That's the first question. That's going to give you some clarity. Now, like I said, people don't get into business or entrepreneurship because they just assume they're not going to be good at it. They just have a limiting belief, okay? They have a virus in their program. And just like when you want to make a new meal, you have to look up the recipe, you got to get the ingredients. It's the same for starting business. It's the same for starting an income stream. Okay, it's very, very important. It's just a simple question. What do I do best with the least amount of effort? And this is now we're looking for the ingredients to make your business, to make your entrepreneurial journey, or to start your entrepreneurial journey, okay? So what do you do best with the least amount of effort? That's really your truth. That's really your calling. That's really your alignment, okay? A lot of people, I talk about it, I did a training for a group on Monday, and I talked about stress. And basically stress is the further you are away from your truth, the more stress you have in your life, okay? Now, when you're close to your truth, does that mean, you've no challenges? No, of course, there's always challenges. There's always ups and downs. But that breakdown, that stress that breaks you down, that torments you, that, leads to illness, that leads to bad habits, eating, stress, toxic relationships, all of that, that level of stress comes from being far away from your truth, okay? So when you ask yourself, what do I do best with the least amount of effort? You're actually asking your brain to search for what do I love to do? What do I do well? And the second question is very closely connected to that. The second question is, what would I do if money was no object? Okay, what would I do if money was no object? This is a very, very powerful question. Because when you ask yourself this question, when you take money out of the equation, unfortunately, a lot of people do things for money. And I'm here to tell you, if you only do something for the money, you're going to end up miserable. Okay, you're going to end up miserable. You have to do what you love to do. And if you do it for the money, you probably won't be very good at it. Like, we all know people in jobs they don't like, their jobs they don't perform very well, because it's far away from their truth, and they can't get to that level of engagement or activity, enthusiasm, excitement about it, because it's just not in alignment with them. So when you ask yourself, what would I do if money was no object? If you could wake up in the morning and money wasn't a problem, what would you do? It's probably linked to the first question. It's probably what you do best with the least amount of effort, what you enjoy the most. And I'm here to tell you, it's better to live a short life doing what you love than to live a long life doing something you hate. Because it's stupid to do that. So many people do it. Like, maybe years ago you got stuck with it, fine. But if you don't like where you are, move. You're not a tree, okay? You've heard that before probably. You're not a tree, you can move. And it's the same right now. If you're not happy where you are, move. If you're not happy in a relationship, move. If you're not happy in the city or the country you live in, move, okay? So we need to get you back to your truth, back in alignment, so that you can actually start to do what you love. I mean, that's, even for me, when I first heard that, I think it was Alan Watts who said it, It's better to live a short life that you love than a long life where you're miserable. It's so true. Like, that's uncomfortable to hear at first maybe, but I think when we really start to think about our mortality and we think about how short and unpredictable this life is, it's important we do that, because sometimes we do things thinking we have forever, and maybe then we get stuck in the cycle of unhappiness and stress and all that shit that comes with it. We need to realize that it's better to be here, and doing something happy for a short time, doing something that brings us joy, that brings us love for a short time, than thinking we have forever, and doing something we don't like, waking up miserable. How many people wish their week away? On Monday they wish for Friday. And so many people over this pandemic, I think it was a magnifier. A lot of people who lived for the distractions on the weekend, they lived for the bars and the clubs, they lived for the sports, the game. Their whole life was around those narratives, and talking about that. They couldn't face themselves. A lot of people, people that can't face themselves. They're going crazy the last 2 months. They're probably drinking a lot at home, because they can't sit with themselves, because they were so used to living a life of distraction, practicing distraction, waiting for the game. Then on Monday talking about the game. Then on Wednesday talking about the next game or the club or what happened. It's the same kind of cycle. It's distraction. It's external. Okay, it's away from your truth. And that's why some people suffered in this last few months, but some people grew, some people expanded, because they were okay with themselves. They're okay to sit with themselves. They're okay to sit with their thoughts. And a lot of people got very creative and started asking themselves these questions, like, what do I really want to do? The thoughts of going back to that job, you got comfortable in there because it was familiar, you felt safe. Now, after being out of that, having a new habit for 2 or 3 months, you're thinking, I don't want to go back to that. That's what I'm encouraging you. I'm encouraging you to start thinking, what do I do best with the least amount of effort? If money was no object, what would I do every day? Answering those questions. Remember, I always talk about your patterns of thinking is 90% the same every day. So when I'm coaching clients, I'm always asking new questions to get new answers, to get your brain new neural connections, to get you thinking new things. And that's how we find new answers, which lead to new emotions, which lead to new actions, which lead to new results. It's just, this game of life is simple, really. It's simple. But it starts with you asking yourself the right questions. It starts with you asking yourself new questions. And it starts with yourself being honest and truthful with yourself. This is so important, because again, it's better to be doing something you love, even if it's for a short time, than spending the next 40, 50 years doing something you hate. It makes no sense. Now is the time to get the courage. Now is the time to take the leap. Now is the time to make a big difference, take a step in your life in a different direction. Remember, your direction determines your destination. Your direction determines your destination. So what direction are you going? Are you going in a direction where you're going to like what's at the destination? Are you going to feel good every day? Are you going to wake up happy, full of joy, full of love, full of excitement? Because people who are energetic and high energy and healthy, it's because they're doing what they love every day. The people who are sick are always tired. There's no reason why you should be tired. If you're tired, it's because you're away from your truth. You're out of alignment, which I've been saying to you. So that's my message today. That's day 15 of the Entrepreneur Life series. I hope it gives you some clarity on, maybe now making a step into business. And you might think, oh, I love to paint, or I love to cook, and I can't make money in that. Yes, you can. Because when you do what you love and you take action, you take inspired action, things happen. That's the law of attraction. Because remember, the law of attraction is how you feel. So when you feel good, you attract people, events, situations into your life that will really make a massive impact. Things like magic, like miracles that you couldn't see happen, can happen and will happen when you do what you love. So don't be afraid of, can I monetize it? Can I make a business? Just first identify, what do you do best with the least amount of effort? And what would you do if money was no object every single day? Find answers first, and then the rest will unravel. Then you will figure out the next few steps. So that's my message for today. If you haven't seen, you probably saw my offer over the last few days. I have a very special 1-month coaching offer. And it's honestly the best offer I've ever done. And really, you'll see the price. It's not about the money. For me, this is just about giving back. This is a phenomenal offer. It's going to be a month private coaching. And coaching is so amazing because it's going to get you that clarity we're talking about. It's going to be asking you those new questions. And you're going to get insights, unbiased insights. And then you're going to get actionable steps to take every single day to move you in the direction where you want to go. And then the critical part is the accountability. Someone holding you accountable, pushing you in the direction you want to go every single day. So we have that month coaching offer, 1-to-1 private coaching. And then I'm putting the online course as a gift as well. So Mastering the Art of Communication and Influence. That's going to be a free gift as well for the first 5 people. So that's just being announced this week. It's going to start on the 1st of June. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know, send me a message. We have a free consultation call and we see if it's the right fit for you, for me, and we see if we want to move in that direction together. Also, if you know somebody, connect them, send them this video. If it touches a nerve, if it hits home, or someone in your mind that's coming to mind now, send them this video. Give it a like, give it a share. And if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. And if you're on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, scroll down and check out the last 15 days of the Entrepreneur Life series. There's a lot of different content in there so far about getting into business, about some different philosophies, mindsets around business and entrepreneurship. And my mission with these 30-day series is just to give the value. I'm doing this over 12 years now, and I just want to give everything I know away and build that connection with you guys. So that's it for today, day 15. Time to go eat something. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.